Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Savannah and welcome to my channel. Go ahead and click that subscribe button right now to become a part of the fam here on YouTube. Today I came up with this look right here. I saw a lot of red, white, and blue going on, obviously for the 4th of July, and it really just inspired me to do like a 4th of July inspired look for my YouTube channel. So this is what I came up with. Looking at it now, I feel like I should have just done a full cut crease with the concealer. I kind of just did like a half cut crease, which it still looks fine. I'm still very happy with how it came out. But if you're going to recreate this look, try doing a full cut crease because I feel like it would just look 1,000 times better. And yeah, we're not going to talk about why there wasn't a video last week because if you follow me on Snapchat, you already know. And yeah, I think that's everything that I have to say. If you want to learn how to get this 4th of July inspired makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to start off the look, how we usually start off all our looks, we're going to be taking some concealer, buffing it out onto the eyelid, and then setting it with some translucent powder. For this entire look today, we're using 3 different eyeshadow palettes. You know, it's not a makeup tutorial on my channel if we don't use a shit ton of different palettes. So the first one we're taking is the Morphe 35C palette, and I'm picking up this pinky peachy shade right here. This is going to be our transition shade, so it's basically going to get covered up. Usually that's how it goes, and we're buffing that on to the brow bone and a little bit underneath, right into the crease area. Don't ever skip this step because it is important. Even if you think it's not, it is. I promise you. Now, sticking with the same palette, we're going to dip into this vibrant red shade down here. I'm picking that up kind of on a flatter eyeshadow brush. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it fits into the crease very nicely. Usually working with red shadows, it could look like you're using pink eyeshadows. So it's really important to build up the red over and over again. This is going to take you some time, so this is what I'm doing. I'm just taking some red, buffing it in, picking up some more product, buffing it in. I'm really just packing on the color first, getting the vibrancy that I want, and then I go back in with that big fluffy brush that we used for the transition shade, and I'm just buffing out the edges, making it look really seamless and like blended. I do this process a few times, going back and forth between like packing on the red eyeshadow and then blending it out. Really just getting the color how you like it and how you want it. Now I'm dipping into this like darker purpley shade down here on a pointed crease brush. I didn't really know what I was doing with this color, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm really happy I did it. I'm just packing this into the crease. It really just gave the red more depth and it looked a little bit darker. Some of you guys might think that this step is pointless because it gets covered up almost by our cut crease, but I promise you it makes a difference. So I'm just packing that into the crease and then going back over it with some red eyeshadow again, and then going back in with the transition shade, blending all those 3 colors together, making sure everything is really nice and smooth and blended and there's no harsh lines. And then we're going to go ahead and cut our crease. I'm using some concealer and I just line the lower part of my lid, and then I go ahead and look up like this, and it kind of gives me a guide to where my cut crease should be. So then I just take a little bit more concealer and I follow that guide. I should have done a full cut crease like I said, but doing the half cut crease is perfectly fine because I think it looks great. And then when I get to the edge where the half cut crease is going to end, I just kind of flick out the concealer just to smudge it out and make it look good, so like the colors blend together nicely. The next palette we're picking up is the Morphe 35 or the 39A palette, I'm sorry. And I'm picking up this really nice red shade here. It is called Snatched in the palette. I'm picking it up on a wet flat brush, and then I'm also wetting the shadow again whenever I pick it up, and I'm packing that on to my lid, keeping the inner corner empty because now we are placing a white shimmery eyeshadow in there. And to blend the 2 colors together, I usually just flick the eyeshadow brush and like mix the 2 colors together. So like the red and the white, I kind of just use the tip of the brush and just blend it together until it looks like an ombre effect. Now I'm taking some Tarte felt tip eyeliner, making myself a little wing. I haven't done a wing in so long. Like I feel like I never do wings. I should start doing them more often. Now I'm taking the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer and I'm priming my skin. I like this primer for a drugstore primer. It's actually really nice. Now for foundation, I'm taking the Covergirl TruBlend Matte Made Finish Foundation. I'm using the shade T10 because yo girl's tan is fucked up. It's all kinds of fucked up right now. I'm so sorry. So I had to use a kind of darker shade to match my shoulders, but as you can see, I have a tan line. But we're not going to pay attention to that, okay? So just go ahead and blend that out with a damp beauty blender. I'm using the Morphe beauty sponge here, so just go ahead and buff that in. Now to conceal, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in light medium honey, and I'm just placing that in a triangle shape underneath the eyes and then buffing it in first with this angled contour brush from Morphe. All the shades and all the numbers of the brushes and everything that I use will be down in the description box, so if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, everything that you need to know will be down there. So I buff it out first with a brush, and then I go over it again with a beauty sponge just to pick up any excess product. A little dance break. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and highlight the rest of the face using the same concealer, doing the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, the chin, and the cupid's bow, and we're going to buff that in with the damp beauty sponge as well. And then to set the under eyes, you guys, if you guys have been watching my tutorials, you know that I've just been mixing like a shit ton of all my loose setting powders together, and that's what I've been using for the past like few months now, and it's working freaking awesome. So I just like to buff out my under eyes one more time, and then I go ahead and set it with all my translucent powders that I have mixed in this little pan thing. And then to set the rest of the face, I'm using this Pure Face powder. Again, shade will be in the bottom bar, and I'm just setting my entire face with this powder. Now go ahead and dust off that bakage with a stippling brush. And I like to go ahead and set the little fine lines on my under eyes one more time just to let it sit so I don't have any creases throughout the day. Now moving on to bronzer, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm taking a smaller contour brush first just to define my cheekbones really nicely, and then I go in with a bigger, fluffier bronzing brush just to do the cheekbones again in the forehead area. Now go ahead and dust off the extra bakage again once more with a tapered brush from Morphe. Now for blush, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Blush, I believe in the shade Apricot Kiss. Believe so. I'm dusting that onto the apples of the cheeks and then pushing it backward to blend with my bronzer. For highlight, I'm using Ofra Cosmetics highlight. If you guys haven't tried Ofra highlighters, you need to, because I have 3 of them and they are all so freaking pigmented. They are so bomb. Like, just look at that glow that it gives to the skin, and you literally don't even have to tap your brush into the product that much. It's freaking awesome. I freaking love Ofra highlighters. So I'm highlighting the cheekbone area, temple area, the nose, chin, you know, all the usual parts, and then I'm blending it all together with a large stippling brush just to make sure there's no harsh lines, get off any excess product that you may have. Now I'm taking a different palette. This is also from Morphe. This is the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm dipping into this light blue shade right here using just a big fluffy brush. I'm blending that on to the lower lash line. Not really being too precise with it. I kind of wanted it a little bit lower on the lash line, so just go ahead and dust that on, and then I'm taking the same palette, picking up this navy blue down here. I'm using a more precise pointed brush, and I'm just trying to get that as close as I can get it to the lower lash line. And then after I pack that on, I go back in with the light blue eyeshadow, and I just blend the two together so there's no harsh lines. Now I'm taking the same Ofra highlighter, and look at my face. I picked up way too much on my brush. I'm highlighting my inner corners, and then I'm dusting off some product with my fingers, just blending it all together. You don't want to miss the inner corner highlight. I feel like sometimes I always forget the inner corner highlight, but it's very, very important. So for lashes, I'm using my Kiss 01 lashes. You guys already know I'm not a dramatic lash person, so I just kind of use whatever lashes I think look good, but use whatever lashes you want. I'm gonna go ahead and add some mascara. I'm using the Lash Impact mascara from number 7. And after you do that, go ahead and move on to lips. This is the Gerard Cosmetics Liquid Lip in Immortal, which is a very beautiful red. And after you apply the lipstick, look at you, girl, you're done. So again, if you guys are new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button before you leave. Again, all the products and shades and brushes and everything that I used in this video will be linked in the bottom bar, as well as my Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and everything else that you might want to follow me on. So go ahead and take a look at that, and maybe we could be friends on all those social media platforms. I hope you guys all have a safe and happy 4th of July, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye!